Millions of Americans are flocking to our public parks to celebrate the 4th of July with their families and friends, and celebrating safely is the key, certainly, to a successful and happy day. However, park safety goes beyond the scope of scraped knees on the jungle gym, and injuries as a result of rugged terrain and park equipment malfunction do happen, and happens all too frequently. So here to talk about what you can do if you're injured in a park, Attorney Dan D'Agostino from the law firm of Martin, Harding & Mazzotti. Dan, thanks for being with us.
Thank you for having me, Liz.
Well, in a happy 4th ahead of time, I guess, and that's what we're here to talk about, a happy 4th.
Absolutely.
And making sure that we have one. So say in the terrible event that somebody does get injured in a park, what can they do?
Well, you know, that's a good question, Liz. If somebody does get injured in a park, if it's a result of, let's say, improper equipment that hasn't been maintained, has malfunctioned, or they just haven't inspected it properly, you can get compensation for your injuries.
Is the park responsible?
Well, the park can be responsible depending upon the situation. We use a general negligence standard in determining that. The park has to keep its facility reasonably safe so that it doesn't harm people there.
And I know you talk about kids on playground equipment and things like that.
Yes.
What are the ramifications of that? I mean, it's the last thing you want to happen, but boy, I mean, how do you know if it's safe?
Well, you know, with regards to playground equipment, we get a lot of calls which are about, let's say, you know, improper ground covering or equipment that's malfunctioning. And when you go to the park, you know, you should look if your children are playing on, let's say, a jungle gym or different piece of playground equipment. You should look to see whether or not it's safe, you know, in the instance that they fall. Is there something there to cushion the fall so that they're not injured?
And what about the liability, I mean, in terms of going to, say, a public park or something like that?
Yes, well, a municipality can be held liable if they are found that, you know, they didn't provide a reasonably safe environment for these children and for the parents that are there.
And obviously the best answer is to not have anything go wrong. So,
correct.
And you even have some tips for us on park safety?
Yes, you know, as a parent myself, you know, when you bring your kids to the park, you see they get out of the car, they run, they want to play, and you have to assess the situation. You have to protect your children. If there's signs that say don't go here or something warning them that a particular area could be harmful, keep them away. We want to make sure that the kids are all safe.
That's right. We want to have a very happy and safe 4th of July, and we thank you for your input today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And we'll be putting that on our website so people can take a quick look at it before they head out. And if you have a question for anyone from Martin, Harding & Mazzotti, email them to whatayoutrights@cbs6albany.com. You can also leave your questions on our Facebook page, and be sure to like us while you're there, and we'll be awfully glad to hear from you. So thank you for that. And we'll be back with Mr. Food's Test Kitchen right after the break.